Hi, it's Chris with Wannabe Honey Farms. Just got up a little while ago. Beautiful day out. It's kind of a big bee day. I want to go over my plans, what my intentions are. It's kind of a big bee day. I just got up. I'm drinking my coffee, but I'm going to go into the hives here pretty shortly. What we're going to do today, I've expressed my wants, needs, and desires to create Italian hives rather than my current Corneolans. And so today I'm going to go in, I'm going to do an alcohol wash on all three hives, see where my mite status is, and then I am going to start killing queens. I plan on killing all three queens in all three hives. That's what I'm going to do today: alcohol wash and queen extermination. And I'm going to go from Carniolans to Italians. I've got a guy lined up who's going to sell me a couple Italian queens. Today is Friday. I'm going to do that on Saturday. I have also come across something that I did not know about myself. And when I started this channel, I told you it was going to be all bare naked honesty. And so I went into the hives yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Doesn't matter. But I went out there just to pop open the tops and see how just the supers were coming on. I didn't pull any of the boxes. All I did was peek into the top. I put on a jacket. I was wearing shorts, no gloves, but I still had a jacket and a veil. But I discovered that I'm scared of my bees. I mean, they started crawling on my hands. I got a couple crawling on my ankles. And I was moments away from having a total freakout attack. This is a serious character defect for a beekeeper. I did not hold this fear previously, and I will be battling this fear. But I won't be battling it this season. It's too late in the season, I think, to start changing my habits. The bees are very, very protective of their honey right now, and so they are much more defensive than they are in the spring. This spring, I will endeavor to rid myself of this fear. I didn't realize I had it. I can walk through the bee area with no problem. It's just when they get on me, I have been stung way too many times this year. So next year I'm going to start working on what I consider a pretty serious character defect for a beekeeper. But I've got, like I said, I got a seller for Italian queens lined up. I'm going to go out and pick up those queens on Sunday and requeen two of the hives, and then I'm going to combine Bud and Bounty into one hive. That'll bring me back down to two hives, which is what I always wanted to begin with, and I kind of got forced into a 3-hive situation with a swarm this summer. Excuse me, that last spring. And so it's kind of a big bee weekend. Going to be doing some real beekeeper stuff. The alcohol wash, there's a couple different methods that I've seen people use. One is where they just kind of scrape the cup along the hive and the bees just kind of tumble in. I'm going to try that first and see if I'm any good at that. If I am as inept at that as I am pretty much everything else, I'll just shake them into a tub and scoop them out like that. I prefer not to go that route. I just want to do a little scrapey motion and try to get them in that way. If in fact I do have mite issues, they exceed my 3% threshold, I'm going to wait and do a mite treatment for probably two or 3 weeks after I get new queens established. But that's my plans for this weekend. It's going to be an interesting foray into the hives. And I have heard you guys, and I have listened, and I'm going to do my damnedest today not to agitate the bees. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to try not to bump frames. I am going to do my best not to pinch bees. I've actually gotten pretty good at not pinching bees. by my standards. I don't know. You guys might see something that I don't. Maybe I still suck at it. I don't know. But I'm going to be extremely careful, and I'm going to go slow. And I hear you guys. Every video I make, someone says, slow down, and quit bumping, and da da da. I had my mentor over here the other day, and she was instructing me a little more on how to be careful with the bees, so I'm going to take that to heart. Oh, and one other thing. This is totally from a new beekeeper's perspective, but I hear the term all the time about the queen being honeybound. And I heard it all season long, and I kind of had a rough idea what it meant. I kind of found out that I'm wrong. Here it is, late July, and I finally understand the definition of honeybound. And so that's something when you guys talk about it, you may want to be a little more clearer in your terms. Because, like I say, new beekeeper, I went all this year without talking about it, and even on videos, people talk about it, but they don't really talk about what it is. And as I understand it, it's when you get like a full frame of honey, the queen will not cross that barrier of honey to get to the frames behind it. That frame is like a impenetrable wall to her. The workers will crawl over it, around it, over it, under it, whatever. The queen will consider that an impenetrable barrier. As I understand it, that is what honeybound is. It's like the walls closing in on her. It's not like it can be one frame of honey in the middle, but I thought it was just too much honey on the frames in general. I didn't equate it to being that impenetrable wall that she won't go past or whatever else. So now I actually understand that term, and I can apply its definition to my beekeeping. But anyway, I'm going to finish up my coffee. I work nights. It's creeping up on noon. Prime bee checking time. The bees are out flying. I've been sitting out there with them, watching them come and go like I do every morning. That's kind of my therapy to start my day. But anyway, I'm going to finish up my coffee. I'll suit up and I'll go out there and I'll get on it, and I'll get the camera back on. Shirley's not going to be with me today, so it's going to be all me. We got a grandchild over and she's babysitting. So the camera work is going to be shoddy at best today, and I'll just set it up on a tripod and I'm going to run with it from there. Hopefully it won't be too bad and you guys can see what I'm doing, and then you can tell me what an idiot I am and what I did wrong, as so many of you are apt to do. And it's going to be an interesting day. All right, we'll see you when I get out to the hives. All right, I got my sample, about 300 queens or bees here. And unfortunately, for those of you that aren't my beekeeping friends, this does kill the bees. It's unfortunate, but you got to test them or the whole hive could die. Okay, you can see on the bottom of this, the little brown dots down here, those are mites. That's what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, fortunately, I should say, there's not a lot to see. I see 2 mites. I'm going to shake this up some more to be sure. It could be I just have a really healthy hive. Okay, I shook out one more. That's 2 mites. I would have accepted was 9. And so 2 mites is totally within the threshold. That's nothing but good news. Okay, I found the queen in this frame. I'm kind of not sure if I want to do away with her or not, because she doesn't look carniolan. I mean, she looks kind of half carny, half Italian. Okay, I'm gonna stick with my plan, and I'm gonna dispatch this queen, and I'm gonna requeen this hive. Okay. I'll shake it up some more because I don't see any mites. If it's true, that's nothing short of amazing, and I'm a happy guy. Okay, I've been shaking this long enough, and there are no mites. All right, well, maybe one, but I think that's just particulate debris. But I don't see any mites. That was a solid sample. All right. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is below my threshold, but just barely. If I had 9, I would treat. I've got 8 mites. Let me shake this up a little bit more and see if I can't. See if number 9 is going to fall. No, 8's all I'm getting. Boy, 8 is so on the borderline, but 8 is just shy of 3%. So I'm going to let that fly. Looks like we won't be doing any mite treatments. Okay, Queen, where'd you go? I saw you on here. Yep, I got you. Okay, somewhere along the line, my camera died. But the upshoot to the video was I had like 1 or 2 mites found in squirrel, 0 mites found in bounty, and 8 in bud. The 8 in bud, 9 would have been my 3% threshold, and I would be doing a treatment, but it was still below 3%, and so I'm not going to be doing any treatments for the time being. I found the queen in squirrel, and I found the queen in bud, and they were summarily executed. I'm going to requeen them on Sunday with Italian queens. I never did find the queen in Bounty. I went through it 3 times, never found her, and I did find queen cells that had been chewed open from the inside. So, anybody's guess what's going on there. They could have done in the queen for me, and there could be a virgin queen out there in the wind somewhere. Maybe she'll come back mated, maybe she won't. I hate to sound cold-blooded, but I don't really care. I'm just I want 2 hives. I replaced the bottom brood box on Bud. It was, the old one was giving me trouble. There was a ditch where I drilled an upper entrance, and I accidentally drilled into where the frame set on it, and so I replaced that box, and it's out for repairs. But that's the upshoot for today. No mite treatments. 2 queens dead. Requeening on Sunday. Hopefully on Sunday when I requeen, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything goes smooth from here on out. Thank you. Bye.